Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome in. Anton with the Redeem for Herald of Darkness. Welcome in. Actually, that one, I just updated that one. Or I should say reverted. Oh, hey, Dune fan, welcome in. How you doing? I just reverted the Herald of Darkness Redeem, so it doesn't play the video. I had a minor incident yesterday where the video for that played, and it's like, yeah, it's technically a bit of a spoiler. At least the video portion. I'm leaving the song up because I think the song is fun to have, but taking down the video for potential spoilers. Doing okay. Better now seeing a player using a barrage build. Pretty basic. Basic splinter barrage. I have been thinking. Oh, hang on, Aiden, get out of there. Getting interrupt. Else do I want? I'll bring Sin, I think. But yeah, welcome in. It's Sunday. It's Guild Wars Day. Barely need the res. Yeah, I keep it around just as insurance. It's rarely an issue. Well, there actually have been cases where I have had to use it, but yeah, no, it's been a little bit. So Guild Wars Sunday. When last I left off, I was doing Asura quest stuff. I think I'm doing the Finding Gad routine now, and I don't really have any grand plans for today. Honestly, I'm just gonna do the Finding Gad thing. Maybe do the last, the Golem project thing where you have to defend the Golem builder things. I don't know that I'll be going much farther than that. Beyond that, I might just, do some random Asura questing. There are a number of, PvE skills I'd like to get. I don't know that I'll be using them anytime soon, but I would like to get them. Oh, what is my inventory? My inventory is not great. So again, reminder, this is my iron character, which is kind of why I've got so much crap on this character. Honestly, it feels less and less iron because I'm not, I've got max armor. I've got basically a max bow. Yeah, I could get a better bow, but it's getting hard. Hard to trust the drop rate, to find a decent bow. Although I do have, I think I do have some inscriptions saved. Actually, hang on, do I? Yeah, I do have 15, while health is over 50. So if I do get a decent inscribable bow, I can probably build one. Although, would that count as crafting? I suppose it would. Because I'm technically not supposed to be crafting weapons. I don't know. But in any case, this bow's been doing well. Think you might have 30 hit point grip if you need. Yeah, no thanks, but no thanks. That's the other thing with this character is, since it's, nominally iron, it's no trading with other players. It's I just remembered. How much gold do I have? I have 10. Okay. I'm gonna buy a couple of lockpicks. The idea being equip only what I find, only what drops for me. So, like, modding a weapon, I don't know how that counts, actually, as far as iron is concerned. Because, like, we're not supposed to craft, we're not supposed to use weapon crafters, but crafting a weapon out of pieces that have dropped for you.
You need me?
The whole original Iron Man rule set is, this is the character from the Iron Man challenge from a year and a half. It started a year and a half ago. I think I'm still the only one on the original Iron Man one. There was another Iron Man challenge that started up earlier this year that a number of people started on. I would have, except that I was still working on this one. Say it can be used if self-found. Yeah, I think I kind of agree with that. Oh, hang on. I'll find Haida. You know what? I said I was up for doing side quests. Haida is a side quest. I'll go ahead and do this. I have a level 6 suit. Ah, hang on. Hang on. I just realized I've got Ogden in my party. I was like, why do I have a level 6 white tiger? Right, Ogden. Because, I put smiting skills on him to help get me through Shards of War, the Shards of War passage. The rarity of finding a perfect mod on a bow to transfer another bow is very, very small. It is. Truly. And actually, you know what? I think the whole crafting thing, if that was illegal, I've already broken it. Because this bow that I found, I think was originally... I don't know if it had the health mod on it. I'm pretty sure it did not have the fiery bowstring. So I've actually already modded this bow. It's just that this bow is not inscribable. Although, to be fair, I do get hexed a lot. So, you know, it's maybe not that bad. Alright, Ogden is going away and bringing out a little necromancy. But yeah, no huge plans. It's really just gonna bum around. You know, I should take care of the raptor patrols though. Can I catch them? Probably not. Definitely don't want to aggro them while near the Angorodons. Or I'll clear out the Angorodons. Interrupt. It's like I'd be barraging if they're not grouped up very well. Although barrage does have, you know, a base plus 15 damage, so it's not horrible to use against single targets. And just in time for a raptor. Get visited by raptors. Now, raptors do tend to group up. Like so. But how are you doing, fan? Are you doing any Guild Warsing lately? Suddenly got a hankering to go through Tomb of the Primeval Kings, come to think of it. Splinter up and aim at everything. Never try to outthink barrage placements. Yeah, I mean, I having said that, I do like to, you know, I do like to have them ball up. That is the optimal thing. You know, but of course, it's like, you know, whether they're balled up or not, even single target, it's doing, you know, plus 15 damage, which is not enough, not zero. No Guild Wars for you, sadly. Yeah, that's fine. I feel like we've all, you know, rolled on and off of the game over the years. And, you know, we'll continue to, honestly. If I'm 100% honest, I feel like, you know, once this Iron challenge is over, and it's, you know, not even really a challenge anymore. At this point, I'm really just hanging around to finish up Eye of the North. I really don't know what I'm going to do after. I might be time to take a Guild Wars break a little bit. We'll see. With Splinter, even if you aim 2 close mobs, 4 hits. 2 barrage and 2 splinters, yeah. Assuming Splinter stays up. Although, that is one benefit, is if you're not actually hitting a full group of 5 in your first shot, Splinter will stay up. Because it's ends after 4 attacks, so that's actually 4 hits. as I recall. So if I hit 4 guys on the first shot, then it's over. So ends after 4 is optimal. Yeah. There's a group of 2. No need to pump it to 5 unless you're a ritualist. Generally speaking, unless I'm doing a farming build, I don't really obsess over the exact numbers, generally speaking. It's one of the things I like. I mean, maybe, unless I'm playing in hard mode. In hard mode, I might, you know, pay a little more attention. But even there, it's very situational. There's areas of hard mode that are not hard. Then there are areas of hard mode that do require, you know, a little bit of consideration, I think. Depends on what you're doing. What am I aiming to capture? Honestly, I just have it on my bar in case I run into a ranger boss or ritualist boss or something to capture. I know it's using up a skill slot, but honestly, I pretty much live just on Splinter Barrage and my 2 interrupts. So having the capture slot there is just... it's just a free capture, you know. Because, again, I'm not really looking up where bosses are to capture skills. It's very much more a passive kind of a thing. You know, and that if there's an enemy there, great. If not, well, okay. I mean, I'm not really sure what I would put in that skill slot. Let's see. How's this go? Get D-stab for lightning reflexes eventually. D-stab? You mean... is there a distracting stab? Oh, Dwarven Stance.
Well met.
Yeah, that's fair. A stance extender could be good. Actually, as I get more PvE skills, I would probably put PvE skills in there. One of my go-tos would be like Pain Inverter or... it's going to be a little bit before I get, what was it? Together as One, I think? I kind of feel like getting Together as One will be the end of this Iron Man. It'll be like the last thing I do. I'll kind of do that to kind of close out the character, it feels like. Lots of Rangers swear by Asuran scanned for anti-blind. You know, I mean, yeah, I get blinded, but I don't get blinded so much that it's a huge hassle, it feels like. You know, not so much that it's worth sacrificing a skill slot for. I don't know, maybe that's just me. One of my favorites, actually, honestly, as a Barrage Ranger, is actually to use the Ebon Vanguard Assassin, because what I'd do is I'd get up, you know, just outside of earshot range, throw the Assassin into the crowd, all the enemies ball up on him, and I can splinter. I can get a couple of good splinter shots on them before they kill the guy. I find that kind of handy sometimes. Sage's Ashes. Antidote Signet, which you use for anti-blind. Very slept on. Yeah, Antidote Signet, well, Signets are great because, of course, they don't cost energy. I don't recall what the recharge on Antidote is exactly. What I should say, they're, again, blind. Maybe it depends on the area of the game that I'm in. If I'm in a area that has high blind or has like a lot of AoE blind from like an elementalist or something, then yeah, it's more of a consideration. Most of the time, I don't really think of it too much. Antidote Signet is 4 seconds recharge. Well, shoot, yeah, that's there you go. Whereas Asuran Scan... Oh no, Asuran Scan was for... Oh no, Asuran Scan for anti-blind. Hang on. I'm gonna let heroes deal with this. I don't know if I have Asuran Scan. I do not have any Asuran skills yet, so... Yeah, I do like a number of the Asuran skills. I just haven't really been here yet. Job well done, by you as well. Bartolos must see my true value and present me as with a task worthy of my vast attributes. Abilities. Come, it's time we return to the camp. Actually in the camp? Okay. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to switch over to... Finding Gad. Go ahead and do this. People hate it because it has a 1-second cast. Whiny peeps. 1-second cast? I mean, that's not the worst thing ever. I mean, maybe unless you're in an area that has a ton of interruption going on, or if you're dazed or something. But if I'm in an area that has a lot of interrupts, I'm going to be worried a lot more about the interrupts than I am going to be about being blind. I think. It's like, I don't care about myself being blind. This is my thing. I tend to play Ranger. There's a reason why when Nightfall came out, I gravitated more towards the Paragon. Is I tend to play Ranger a little more Paragon-esque. It's like, yeah, I've got Splinter, and that's kind of my main thing. But honestly, I just like staying in the back line and, shouting buffs. So Paragon was actually a kind of a good thing. So once you get together as one, it was like, oh, that was perfect, because like I'm in the back line, I'm shouting a big, team buff. That was like right up my alley. It can remove random conditions as well. Could be anything. Just need to cleanse one of the conditions to trigger. Okay. Who is over there? Oh, Ferrothrax. Okay. They're not too bad. Oops. Although they did aggro on our minions. I know I don't need to fight them. But still, they cleared out our minions. That's kind of a bummer. This is Bleed, Cripple, Blind, and something else. Dazed, maybe? Dazed is condition, yeah. Or Poison? What about poison and burning? Are they in the same list? Generally speaking, I wouldn't worry a whole lot about burning, unless I'm in maybe in a searing flames area, I suppose. Because the thing with burning is, like, typically burning only lasts a couple of seconds, like 3 or 4 seconds. It's like, yeah, it hurts for the 3 or 4 seconds, but the amount of time it takes to cast, you know, some condition removal for that versus just, you know, surviving through it, it's kind of not really worth it. Again, unless you're in an area that builds damage off of burning condition, like searing flames, I would I would want to have less burning for sure. I'm not scared of the burning itself. I'm scared of the effects that can come off of it, that can get triggered off of it. Raptors are traps. Raptors are aggro traps in this area. Very easy to over aggro if they're too close to other areas, other groups. Clever girls. Hey, Mythical Monkey, welcome in. Oh, speak of the devil, right there, the over aggro. Thank you. Well, to be fair, I didn't pick a great location to fight. I was kind of in between groups. Although we've got an NPC, I don't know who it is, that's a little too close to those Angorodons. When I over aggro the dinosaurs, I never want to over aggro Angorodons, because Angorodons can really make life miserable. In their own group, they're not that bad, but the amount of lifesteal pressure they put on while you're fighting something else is hurtful. Unless I interrupt all their skills. Alright. Moving on. Should I get those raptors? I probably should. There's Mobrin over there. Why am I... Oh. A lot of invisible walls on those logs. Probably get... Yep, these raptors coming right for us. Jotun's life stealers for you are the worst. It's super tanky. The Jotun are a reason, or the reason, honestly, why I have Ward of Stability, like, always in my party. You know, I run a warding elementalist. Again, because I tend to be more of a turret kind of guy, so it puts an AoE debuff, or AoE buff around. AoE ward. And I know the heroes and the henchmen, they'll wander in and out of it. I don't care about them so much as I care about me. Not to sound like a selfish bastard or anything, but I'm like, you know, I'm perfectly happy just to camp my own ranger ass in the middle of these, in the middle of all these protective wards and just shoot. I have a decent elementalist warding build. Yeah, mine is most of the wards. It's, I think, melee, elements, stability. There's something else. There's something else. But then I've got him a couple of offensive. I think it's like Shockwave or Churning Earth. I suppose I could actually look at the build. What is it? Oh no, it is actually just those three, and then Unsteady Ground. I think, did I not pick up the bounty?
Here comes trouble.
I didn't pick up the bounty. Damn it. I don't know why I have such a blind spot for picking up the bounties. Oh well. It's fine. We'll live. Hey Mobrin. Kind of thinking maybe we should clear you out. Oh, no. Oh, he ate my donut. Damn, he took donut out real fast. Alright, donut, get up. Sin is down too? Damn. Oh, swirling elementalist hero. This your build? I'm gonna let the heroes do everything. If Overcast also enchants party members, okay. Oh wow, you're relying on Overcast, huh? All right. So do the heroes actually overcast themselves? Hey Amorphous, welcome in. How are you doing? Oops. One moment. There you go. They do. I'm actually a little concerned that do they have any limit on the amount of overcast or will they overcast themselves into energy oblivion? Mastermind. Okay. Seems very interesting. Not the kind of warding I was. You know what's actually cool about that warding is it doesn't rely on the AoE area, because if it enchants party members, they can go run around and do whatever and still get the buffs. It's very interesting. They will overcast but late. You need to macro the first overcast. Oh, okay. Or micro, you mean. Or they never overcast in time before it's all dead. So you get into a little bit of micromanagement. Donut, they ate my donut again. Donut, get back up. I should mention, I actually have a plan for Donut. Ever since last summer, you know, was it last summer that I did that Resident Evil-a-thon? And I had a couple of days where I was VTubing as Donut the White Tiger. I've been wanting him to have a presence on the channel. And I'm thinking, oh shit, interrupt. I do have an idea that I want to do. It's gonna take a little bit of time. I've got to figure some stuff out. They can't overcast. Okay, so so it's more of a micromanagement game. Oh, we need to get. Yeah, there's multiple of these guys we need to kill. Another Rosatonic, you want it? No thanks. Honestly, tonics, I never use them. I don't know that I've ever actually used a tonic. Generally speaking, when I get a tonic, I just like throw it in the trash or something. Because I'm just so not interested. I'd much rather, you know, dress up my own character than just be someone else. I feel like, oh, lock chest. I have some lock picks. I don't expect to get anything good out, but you know, you never know. Primitive staff, commuting staff. Xandra might find that useful. 38 while enchanted. Energy plus 6 while health below. What does Xandra currently have? Okay, she has channeling. I think this is her default stuff. 11 to 22. 11 to 21. Good God, the inventory looks dreadful. Yes. Unsure who this is, but yes, it does look dreadful. And it's partly because, or mostly because, this is a iron character where I'm not allowed to use storage, the Sunlight chests at all. So I kind of have to just keep everything on my... Ah, Amorphous, okay. Let's see... Have skill recharge of spells. Has casting time of channeling. Energy plus 10. No, I think actually she's good. She's better with her default stuff. Honestly, it's like, whenever this iron character's over, I am looking forward to that aspect. Is, cleaning out the inventory. Being allowed to put things back into inventory, like all the dyes, and I'm not keeping all the materials, but I am keeping a lot of the rare materials that I come across. Because I figure those might be useful later. At some point. Alright, I forget where the third one is over this way. Alright. I am starting to wonder a little bit, because I am getting close to the end of the line on this character. The end of the line being finishing Eye of the North. It's like, what do I want to do? And truth be told, I do not know. While it's been nice, playing the game like this, I am kind of looking forward to taking a break. But at the same time, I don't want to just stop either. Now, an easy argument could be made for, it's like, oh, play through War and Kryta or Winds of Change with the Iron character. And I was honestly giving that a little bit of thought, but I think I ultimately have chosen not to do that. For the very simple reason that I'm not sure that under the current Iron rules, I'm not sure that I would be able to even do the Battle for Lion's Arch without the full team of heroes. I'm not sure that would be a thing. Never did Winds of Change. Honestly, I have never finished Winds of Change. Even on my primary character. I started it, I got somewhere in it. I think I cleared most of the areas of Afflicted. But I never did actually finish. I suppose that's one thing I could do, is switch to my main character and actually, finish that. I need a little refresher on what is actually going on in that game. All I know is the Ministry of Purity was giving us a bunch of quests to clear out the Afflicted once and for all. But then I think I heard something where it's like, once you do that, the Ministry of Purity turns into the bad guys or something. I don't know. Alright, Gad. Let's get in, do the dungeon. Are we gonna aggro those Stratodons? Maybe the minions will. Nope. Alright, we're okay. Oh, I should mention, just a minor programming note. The next 2 Sundays, I will be out, actually. Next Sunday, we are meeting with a kitten foster to hopefully adopt a new kitten.
Another booker.
And then the week after, there's actually a Renaissance fair being held down south a little bit. We have never actually been to a Renaissance fair, and we're considering going, so that's a possible thing. Sadly, we won't have any outfits to wear. You know, if I had time and the inclination,
I want this done well. I want this done right.
I'd dress up as my current Elden Ring character, but
I don't want any screw-ups. I don't want any back talk. I'm looking at you, Vec. You hear me?
Yeah.
Questions? No? Let's go.
I have a question. Why are my heels on the ground but my toes
Everything I
hovering?
said and less.
He's not that bad. He's very smart.
And doesn't let a minute go by without reminding you of it.
Gad is pretty abrasive. How did you end up working for him?
In the wake of the White Mantle, my home, Kryta, is racked by civil war. Factions and sub-factions are destroying our nation. We are seeking new ways, new magics, new allies in order to tip the balance and finally bring peace.
And this cranky old Asura is a potential ally.
Ha! All he cares about is his reputation. Tell me, how many of your people has he injured with his experiments? How many have quit?
A few, but I've learned a great deal about necromancy in the short time I've known him. It's worth dealing with his temper and his demands.
A small sacrifice for a greater good?
We all make sacrifices. I would sacrifice 10 times over if it would protect my people.
Alright. If I recall, this is actually a very short... I think it's just a very short 2-floor dungeon. Needs corpses for her minions. Yeah, that's why she doesn't object. Because she's like, hey... Yeah, I get that, you know, people are dying in your experiments, but hey... That's cool for me. Oh, what's the Bloodstone effect? Whenever a creature dies near the Bloodstone, it heals all other nearby creatures for 20. Alright. Southeast. Also, I love, you know, kind of love, it's like all the spiders in, you know, in Eye of the North. It's like, oh no, they've put snaring web on me. I can't move as quickly. How horrible, as I'm a stationary turret. Although I think it does do like a casting debuff of some kind, I think. Like longer to cast or something. No, I don't know that it's that way. There he is. Goodbye. Yeah, they come back.
Be careful.
Yeah, I didn't mean to talk to you. Just switching target. All right. In full inventory. It's actually funny because I've been playing Elden Ring lately, and I've found a new skill that I'm really kind of in love with. The only bummer is it costs a fair amount of magic, but it makes my character a very effective ranged character. It's like, finally, viable range in Elden Ring. It's kind of hilarious. I can walk up on, certain problematic enemies and just start casting. I think what is it called? It's like Stormblade or something like that. It's a skill that gets used on you early on. Hey there, Dargus. Welcome in. How you doing? It's Sunday. We Guild Warsing. I'm not trying to pick up the. I was not trying to pick up the bow, at least not that I know of. Winning, yeah, so far. I mean, it's Guild Wars normal mode. There's not a whole lot of drama. I mostly just point where I want the party to go, and they take care of the rest. Not too worried about. I mean, there are, a couple of missions I'm going to need to pay a little bit of attention to, but right now I'm in the middle of finding Gad, which is not a huge stress. We get a lot of conditions put on us by these guys, though. Fortunately, my party seems to mitigate the conditions for the most part. Also, I don't mind myself being hexed because my bow, not by choice, but the bow that I have is like a 20% damage, when hexed. I'd rather that it was 15 over 50, but I have not yet found a viable, inscribable bow, so I'm still rolling with the, Where did I find this bow? I want to say it was actually towards the end of Fraught Prophecies. I think I've been running with this bow for most of this playthrough. You have to deal with those guys? Yes, we are. He's using the Veratus Aura. I did not know that those corruptors used Veratus Aura. Good to know. Oops. More. But yeah, Dargus, you might be... I think I mentioned this the other day. This is actually going to be my last Sunday stream for a couple of weeks. Next Sunday, we are going to meet kittens. So next Sunday, not be a stream day. Well, I suppose it's possible. It's possible it'll be a stream day. It depends entirely on what time of day that we meet the foster. If we meet early enough, then I'll probably be able to host a stream afterwards. Now, having said that, I've forgotten which way we go. Actually, I think it's just going to route me. To be clear, it is most likely, and the next Sunday is House of the Dragon Season 2. The next Sunday, it's not 100% certain yet, but we are strongly considering going to a Ren fair, or a Renaissance fair, that's down south of the city. So that'll be, a day trip for us. Sadly, it's a little bit late notice for us. We won't really be able to dress up, but, or at least not as fancy as we'd like to. I have an outfit I'd love to wear, but, I'd have to source it. Probably make it, honestly. And, I'm afraid I don't have that time. So that means actually this is going to be the last Guild Wars stream for a little while. Gonna take some time off once in a while, especially on weekends. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, not like this is work. Oh no! Not Guild Wars, not playing more Guild Wars. Honestly, the only bummer thing about, playing Guild Wars is just, sometimes, because it is a game that we've all played, for so long and, so many times, you know it pretty much like the back of your hand, is that it can get a little old sometimes. And I feel like I'm kind of on that downswing again, where I'm maybe getting a little bit tired of Guild Wars. And, oops, water. So I'm looking forward to taking a break. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't want to, completely stop playing Guild Wars, but I'll probably start taking more and more breaks in between, I think. I don't know, we'll see. Personally, don't even play Guild Wars anymore, unless you're asked to do something in-game. Yeah, Dargus, I will never... Don't take it the wrong way. I will never understand how you're able to play and maintain, was it 7 accounts? And tons of characters on all the accounts. It's like... That's simply way too much for me. I haven't even done everything on all of my main characters on my main account. My main character, my ranger, yes, I have done everything that I wanted to do. With the possible exception of Winds of Change. Because I keep, getting reminded, oh yeah, I never did finish Winds of Change. But I did get Guam on my main ranger. Happy about that. And I'm like, okay, I got 1 Guam. That's all I need. I don't need any more. Hey, you were supposed to shoot an arrow. Why you no shoot arrow? Ranger? Did I do the Titan quests? On this one? No. I think I attempted to do Titan quests, but without heroes or, proper leveled henchmen, it was not really viable. It felt like the Titan quests were something more where I should actually team up with other people for it. But of course, all the people that were originally doing the Iron Man challenge have, long since, moved on. I do have a ton of side quests still to do. Like, Mostly in Nightfall. You know, some in factions, but I'm kind of, I don't know. I expect I'll do, you know, most, if not all, the side quests in Eye of the North. A, because I like Eye of the North. And B, oh, this is a 3-level dungeon. And B, you know, side quests in Eye of the North actually get you skills. You know, get you some PvE skills. Got pretty close to the goal. Kind of burned out before finishing. Did them at their time on Vanilla Guild Wars with people only. It was a massacre, yeah. I've been able to do them on the main account with heroes, but for this, the Iron Man, you know, no. Yep, inventory full. You know what I remember being not necessarily a massacre, but definitely a early trial by fire was when factions first came out. Vizuna Square. You know, the first week or two of factions coming out, Vizuna Square was nuts. You know, people were like, "Oh my god, what the hell? You know, this is a flippin' war zone in here." You know, before people realized, you know.
You're now second best in the family.
Hey Zaros, welcome in. How you doing? Oh Zaros, I have some sad news. I have downgraded the Herald of Darkness Redeem to sound only. I have removed the video since you know, someone called out. It's like, you know, that's kind of a spoiler. It's like, yeah, I suppose it kind of is.
What the fuck are you doing?
Practice is really rough as a campaign. I rate Eye of the North harder, probably, but Factions a close second. Well, Factions was funny because they were in such a hurry to get you up to level 20. I would hate, you know, honestly, I would have hated to be a Guild Wars 1 player where Factions was their first campaign. I will say that. Because Factions, you know, just races you to level 20. You really don't get to properly learn how to do stuff before it really kind of throws you into the fire. So, oops. You know, coming over from Prophecies, it's like, okay, you've already got a pretty good handle on your character, how to play, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, if someone goes into a store and saw Factions, like, oh, this is a cool game, I'll pick it up. It's like, they'd be able to get through the starter island, but they get to the city, holy crap, you know? I think Prophecies remains the best to start as a beginner. Factions is best to make new characters as experience.
Bring me a canopic jar.
Pretty much.
No, a jar, not a crystal, you idiot.
You should be using an ether crystal. Extracting with a jar is unsafe.
Don't lecture me about safety. You've always been too timid in your research, Vec. You never fail to disappoint me.
I swear, if we didn't need him, I would shove him off a bridge.
I heard that. Livia, hold this while I make the extraction. This might hurt a little.
If you're extracting the stone's essence, the energies could kill me.
Then get one of the other humans to do it. Don't bother me with trifles.
Vec's right. You should use an ether crystal. It would be safer.
Ether crystals aren't free. Bukas willing to take the risk are cheaper.
That's what you think of my people? They have no value to you?
Not my problem. Are you going to help or not?
You've had mishaps.
Not my problem.
You rush things and others pay the price. This is wrong. You're wrong. I refuse to be a part of this. I'm sorry.
Fine. Run off and leave me with the dirty work. Everyone wants results, but no one wants to pay the price. So who do I have to kill to get some decent help around here?
Vec's voice in French, he's a much different voice, and Gad is even more spicy. The English voices are so calm. Yeah, I remember it being kind of a big deal when this came out, because the English voice for Vec was the same guy that voiced, was it Brain? Or in Pinky and the Brain? And I actually thought it was kind of annoying, and I don't feel like his voice actually fits very well. Still doesn't feel quite right. I'm not sure, you know, what I want it to sound like, but but not this. And it's not, you know, the voice actor, it's more the I simply feel they chose wrong, is all. Accept all and sell them too. Sell. Need to find the Vec voice, you'll laugh. Very Asuran. Oh, quests. Bartholos. Oh yeah, he was Hada's quest. Glad to hear the frogmen have been dealt with. Now maybe we can focus on matters at hand instead of worrying about croaking in the middle of the night. Ada worries me, though. I fear she doesn't quite understand what we were up against. One day she'll have to learn that great soldiers are made, not born. Bad soldiers are dead. All about that, right? Ada was looking for you. She went ahead into the Sparkfly Swamp and asked that you meet her there. It's rare to see her this motivated, so I can only assume it's something important. You'll need to speak with her to see the details. Alright, and you know what?
Welcome.
Saren here. Oh, good grief, she's got a number of quests. Record and upload all the cutscenes from all the games, but Eye of the North. We should do the Eye of the North cutscenes one day. I'm sure they're up on the internet. Let's see, Crystal Method. Return for more punishment. One of our scouts barely escaped the Bloodstone Caves with his life, but he brought back a tale of a fierce ornery Etten, more fearsome than anything we've yet slain. It was, predictably, gathering spectral crystals. I'm not sure what has addicted these lumbering hulks to the magic crystals. There is no doubt in my mind it is tied to the Bloodstone. They must be ours. Deal this Etten a blow and bring us what is ours. Are you prepared to risk life? Sure, why not?
May the gods protect you.
The Blade's Essence. Our scouts have continued exploring the Bloodstone Caves since you and Gad reached the Bloodstone. They've reported some pretty odd Etten behavior. The brutes are harvesting a strange shimmering essence, perhaps to restore the dungeon's defenses. We're not really sure. One thing is certain. Get that? If that essence is tied to the Bloodstone, then it contains power. Perhaps we should enchant our blades with it. We don't have the numbers to deal with the beasts, so I ask, bring the essence to me. Destroy anything that gets in your way. And one more. Good grief. So many quests. Guardians of the Bloodstone Caves are harvesting arcane crystal shards. These all kind of sound like the same quest, honestly. We are in need of more supplies. In the hands of good Fletcher, those shards can turn ordinary arrows into armor-piercing thunderbolts. For our archers, the White Mantle will be little more than a legion of leaky flesh bags. Leaky flesh bags! Go, fetch me a crystal. Okay. So, a lot of stuff out here. I don't really feel like going back into the Bloodstone dungeon, though. But what actually did just go through my head is there is another dungeon in Sparkfly Swamp. The one at the north. I forget what it's called. I believe it's where all the frog people are. Hey, look at that. I remembered to pick up the bounty. Let's do Hada's quest, and then maybe do that dungeon. Where is Hada's quest? Home of Torment. There it is. Okay, she's just the other dungeon is up here. I'm thinking it's like maybe do Hades quest, and then just for fun, run a dungeon. Because I do enjoy doing dungeons. Excuse me. What I did was record the French voices and the English subtitles. Oh. That's right. Dinosaur patrols. Remember Iron Salvage Cat? Yeah, that was your iron, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. The twisting jaws. But oh yeah, I think I was talking earlier. I don't know that I finished my thought. I mentioned it's been almost a year since I held that Resident Evil-a-thon, where I went through as many Resident Evils as I could, starting with 0. I made it through 0, 1, 2, and 3. I should say 2 original and 2 remake. 3 original I tested for a little bit. It kind of kicked my ass. And I wanted to continue with it, but since I was emulating it, I didn't feel that was, proper. And it pissed me off so much, so I just kind of put that one down. But I did get all the way up to Code Veronica. Why I'm relaying the numbers, I don't know. It has nothing to do with where the story is going. But there were certain days, so that whole challenge thing that I was doing, I took a week or two's vacation, and there were certain days where I was using a VTuber, a white tiger VTuber, because, you guys know me, I'm running around with, my Guild Wars white tigers. And thus was Donut, the white tiger character, born on this channel. Now, he's actually not really present on the channel unless I decide to have a VTubing day, which I haven't done in a long time. I am strongly considering doing something to make him, official mascot of the channel, though. It just means I do need to find someone to do commission a little artwork from. I do have plans to make him a little bit of a featured character. Or I should say, I need to find someone, to commission the artwork. Hang on, did we? Yeah, we've got Haida in our party. Oh, and she wants us to go exactly where the dungeon is. So, I know of a couple of artists that I could talk to. I don't know that they're quite the right style, though. Although, to be fair, I'm not exactly sure what kind of style I want Donut drawn in. I suppose the idea would be to be able to use the original model. But I think what I'm looking at requires it to be, was it PNG Tuber, I think, that does, animated VTube, 2D stuff. If Donut isn't the name of one of your future cats. So, a little bit about, our cat situation. I have next to no control over what our cats get named.
Oh, great. Another Buka.
Our cat, my wife tends to be the one who names all of our cats. I'll come up with names, but she tends to not like them, or they tend not to really stick. I'll come up with nicknames that we'll call the cats when they're being stinkers. But in terms of like their actual name, that tends to be more my wife's province. So we'll see. I should note, so next weekend, I mentioned before, we're going out to meet kittens. We don't know exactly which one we're hoping to bring home. Although, my wife is definitely having a very strong lean towards one of them. So we'll see what happens there. The thing is if we do decide to get that particular kitten is still very, very young. And while we might be able to pick it out and say, okay, we reserve it, that's ours, it will probably still be a couple of weeks before we would actually be able to bring it home, because it's still very, very young. And they don't let the kittens get adopted out until they're old enough to have been neutered and spayed. And what the hell? Oh, we need to fight all the white mantle? Oh, assemble with the white mantle for the peace talks. Gotcha. That's how you know the place where you adopt your cats is managed by serious people. Well, pretty much. Oh, hey, Nicholas the Traveler is over here. Hey, random find. Get some amphibian tongues. I actually had some amphibian tongues earlier, but I sold them because I didn't think I needed them for anything. Yeah, pretty much all the adoption places out here are the same thing. It's like, you know, they don't adopt out until minimum of 8 weeks. Because they need to be old enough to be, you know, spayed, neutered, and that's as early as that can be done. 8 weeks, honestly, you know, still feels a little too young to me, but because I still remember when we brought Lily home, who sadly, you know, passed, you know, long before my streaming days. We brought her home. She was so young that. You know, I don't think I ever relayed this story. Look how deep you are into the zone. Too lazy to find him this week. Oh, hang on. We've got aggro. So I don't know that I ever relayed this story. We brought Lily home. She was very, very young. She was 8 or 9 weeks. And we got her directly from our local animal shelter. And when we brought her home... Oh, he's trying to res. Oh, I guess the peace talks broke down. So now we're having to fight everybody. So we brought Lily home. Very, very young kitten. We got her set up in our dedicated, you know, kitten room, isolated from the other cats, you know, so she could acclimate to the house. And then my wife, you know, stayed in the room with her, and I went out. Oops, can I interrupt that? Yeah. And then I needed to dash out to the store to pick up something. I forget if it was for dinner or what. When I came home and I went to check on them, Lily, or I go look in the bedroom. My wife is laying down on her back, flat on the ground, in the bedroom, with the strangest expression on her face. I can't quite describe it, but it was a very strange mixture of amusement and apprehension, I suppose. She was a little freaked out by something. I asked her, what's going on? What's wrong? Where's the kitten? Why are you lying on your back? What's going on? And she just kind of pointed to her hair. So it turns out Lily, the little eight-week-old kitten, had my wife laid down, Lily had burrowed into my wife's hair that was, flopped all down on the ground, burrowed under her hair and found a mole. My wife has a mole on her neck that, sticks up a little bit. Lily, the 8-week-old kitten, was suckling on my wife's mole on her neck. And my wife, didn't have the heart to say, no, don't, that's not a thing, It was really, really cute, but also almost, a little concerning because it really underscored how young, this kitten was, that she was still wanting to nurse. And so it was pretty funny, a little sad at the same time. But it also did set up Lily. So for the rest of her life, even though, as, Lily grew and her muzzle developed, they can't really, nurse, But she would still, get in on my wife's neck and just nuzzle up on her neck, under her hair. It's pretty funny. All right, so I think we did that quest. Yeah, see Bartolos. Well, we've got a dungeon here. And you know what? I'm going to poll chat on this one. Which one do we do? Hang on, I need to remember how to manage a poll. I know it, really probably doesn't matter all that much, but... And off the top of my head, I do not recall which is which. Where is the poll button? Poll in chat. Oh, can I do that? Poll. Oh, okay. Thank you, Dargus. That works well. Which quest? What was it? Tex or Griff, I think? I'll put this up for like 2 minutes or so. Is it Griff? Tex and Girif. Alright. 2 minutes. I forget which
What in the name of sweet Fanny Adams happened here?
One quest away to finish Eye of the North. Well, see, that's the thing is, unlike Nightfall, I'm planning to do all the side quests for Eye of the North. Because I do enjoy the Eye of the North content. I'll probably be doing all the dungeons, so while I might finish Eye of the North, I'll probably still be playing it for a little while. But you're right, though, the end of the road is kind of in sight, so... Then only Nightfall remains. Time for heroes. No, I'm not interested at all in doing Nightfall side quests. Oh, which quest? Tex. So I've actually, hang on. I should see which one. So Tex. Gokir tribe moved in. Destroys Zimmons, their leader. It's kind of, I think it's kind of choosing which side. This one is destroy the Ophil leader, Caboose. So it's just kind of, which flavor of frog? Hey, first time chat. Tweerly, did I do all the Winds of Change in Cantha? I did not. Actually, even on my main character, I still haven't finished. I still haven't finished Winds of Change. So that's something I'll probably do at some point. Welcome in. I'm kind of more talking about this character, because this character is kind of the end of a little Iron Man challenge. And I think I've already decided I'm not going to attempt to do War in Kryta or Winds of Change on this character. Partly because of the hero limitation. So, Tex won.
I'm busy.
Alright, Tex. We're gonna go fight Zimmons. Mons? Mon? I don't know. Hey, can I get a bonus maybe here?
Why are you bothering me?
20 points, woo! So yeah, as far as, you know, this character's, I'm really just kind of bog root grows. That's this dungeon, okay. I'm really kind of slow walking the progression. I feel like I was really speeding through Nightfall, largely because I just... Nightfall, don't get me wrong, Nightfall is a good campaign. I've talked about this before. It's a good campaign, but it somehow doesn't have the repeatability, you know, repeatability. I don't know why, but I just don't like wandering around all the deserts, you know. Never did all the quests in the past. Currently working on Guam. Ah, nice and ambitious. What, how many titles do you have currently? Also, new, if you don't mind, you know, a number of questions. I'd be curious. What's your favorite class? You know, slash build maybe, and also favorite campaign. You know, always kind of curious to hear. Also have a hard time motivating yourself enough to complete it. 12 so far. Okay. Hey, Andrina, welcome in. How you doing? It's Guild Wars Sunday, and I'm just kind of cruising. This is the tail end of the Iron Challenge, and I'm still going to be going for a little bit. You know, I've still got a couple of weeks in it, because I do want to do, unlike Nightfall, I do want to try to do all the side quests in Eye of the North, because I do really like Eye of the North. But we'll see. First Guam. Oops, water. Gained 50 reputation points. Now, I do not remember the layout of this dungeon. As much as I enjoy the dungeons, I do not remember the layout of this dungeon at all. All I know is that you're fighting a bunch of frogs. That's about it. Say Nightfall is your favorite, but it was the first one you completed. Nowadays, you'd say Factions, then Eye of the North. That's fair. Yeah, Nightfall is a good campaign. I feel it's in a way, it's the best campaign. The best paced campaign, and I think they did the storytelling the best in that game. I just feel it has limited replay value compared to some of the others. Generally speaking, when I start a new character, I'll start in Prophecies. Prophecies kind of has the opposite problem in that it's a little too slow, honestly, for repeated playthroughs. But at the same time, Prophecies was the first one that I played, so I have more of that emotional, you know, this was my first one, you know, connection. So I'm kind of always happy to play. Well, mostly happy. I do tend to get tired once I get to the desert, though. Darkest favorites, Factions, Prophecies, Eye of the North, Nightfall. Currently playing Ranger Beastmaster with dagger spam. Ah, yes, alright. Yeah, I tend to be more of a backline ranger. Yeah, it's... Use a... There's a lot of these spores. I tend to prefer staying in the back line, you know, and I mentioned earlier, it's like, it's part of the reason why when Eye of the, or not Eye of the North, Nightfall came out, you know, everyone was freaking out, like dervishes were the next big thing. And they still are a big thing, particularly for farming. I don't know, I never really connected with dervish. I enjoyed Paragon, because it kind of fitted my playstyle a little bit more of kind of staying in the back and shouting orders. Oh, maybe we should kill the healer. I just distracting shotted Glimmer of Light, yeah. I love accidentally distracting shotting, quarter-second cast. Skills. Now, having said that, it didn't really help us. Because he's got it back. There we go. I'd say Mesmer is now your favorite, but I don't want to redo all the titles. Yeah, understandable. Yeah, I did Guam once. Way back. Because of, when they announced that they were done with Guild Wars 1, they were working on Guild Wars 2, they announced the whole Hall of Monuments thing, and oh, if you get all these titles or whatever, you'll get special things in Guild Wars 2. So of course, that gave a lot of us, incentive to go and do a lot of stuff in Guild Wars. I wasn't originally planning to get Guam. But I'm like, well, you know what? Might as well. For me, I think the worst titles were Cartographer, honestly. Mainly because I wasn't using an overlay like a toolbox, like Toolbox or anything like that, so it kind of sucked. Nothing you put like in Nightfall. The domain, for me, actually, Nightfall gets interesting at the end. The Desolation, people give the Desolation a lot of crap because of the worms and everything. Honestly, I don't really mind the Desolation that much. The Domain of Anguish I do think is interesting. But of course it's also by nature, much harder. And since I'm, kind of a hero player, I tend not to really go there too much. Although I did, there are hero builds out there now that can help you farm the Domain of Anguish, and I do admit I have used those a little bit. Back before Guild Wars 2, you played only Dervish. Made all your income during Drox runs. Ah, yes, runners. Yeah, I used to do a lot of runs as Ranger. While not as flexible as Dervish, I could do some good runs here and there, depending on the areas. Only ever got to 35 out of 50 on Hall of Monuments. Yeah, I think I got to 30, and which I think was as high as it counted for Hall of Monuments. And I was like, okay, that's as much as I'm getting rewards out of. Okay, I'm fine. I'm good to stop there. Yeah, text mod. Vanquishing and Cartographer right now. Cartography, absolutely horrific even with text mod. Sitting at 95%. Yeah. It's rough. Does it just keep spawning enemies? Sure seems like it. Don't think there was a run you didn't do. Full prophecy tours were money. I have heard that, yeah. You know, running someone so they could get all the outposts. Yeah, I think I was able to do Drox run on my Ranger. There were one or two semi-dicey areas. I think there was a spot where I had to worry about knockdown a little bit, but other than that, it was okay. Again, probably not as safe as a dervish, but or reliable as a dervish, but still. I always liked seeing what I could do on the Ranger. I've been talking a little bit. It's like, oh, I'm coming to the end of the Iron Man challenge. Oh, what am I gonna do? I did have a random thought go through my head. Oops. Yeah, I'm making room for this, whatever this is. It's like, I could always try to farm obsidian armor for divine favor. Can you imagine trying to farm obsidian armor? And I don't mean, I mean farm in an iron kind of way, as in no buying ectos or shards. Actually farming the shards and the ectos myself. That would set me up for the next year's worth of stream stuff. It'd be very boring, repetitious stuff, you know, because I'd just be going into the underworld and Fissure of Woe a million times, but did that once for first obsidian for your warrior. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did that for my main character. The thing that I don't understand is that my main character no longer has obsidian armor, like, anywhere in inventory. And it's not like my account got hacked or anything, so I don't know where it could have gone. Inventory, energy plus 10. I'll pick it up, but I don't expect it to be useful. Oh, we've aggroed enemies. Sorry, quiet. And don't apologize for being quiet. You know, you're, again, A-okay to hang out. Honestly, a lot of times, if I'm in someone's stream, it's like, I might announce my presence. Sometimes I won't even announce my presence, I'll just lurk. I tend to be more of a lurking viewer in general. I might have a little bit of a convo at the beginning, but then otherwise I'll quickly, leave someone tabbed up and be working on my own stuff, And it's very easy for me to get absorbed into my own little world. Was it added to Hall of Monuments? Which, the obsidian armor? I believe it was. I should check, come to think of it. I'm pretty sure I have it. I think that's actually why I ultimately got obsidian armor, was because, honestly, I didn't really care for the look of obsidian armor. Ranger obsidian armor, I should specify. I mean, dyed black, it looks okay. But I honestly just kind of like the basic Crichton armor. But yeah, I may have gotten obsidian armor just for the Hall of Monuments, come to think of it. Wish you could find people for a game for Monday. For streaming on Monday, you mean? Or just to play? And what kind of game? Are you thinking, like, Sea of Thieves, or... what? Well, no, you've been on, what, Sons of the Forest a lot lately, haven't you, Zaros? Rarely say hello if you don't plan to chat much, yeah, and that's fair. Yeah, like I say, I'll usually do like maybe a little intro. Hey, how are you? Doing good. Not much is going on. And then proceed to go into a lurk. So Triton looks nice too. Went for Elite Druid on most of your Rangers. Most of the Obsidian armor you don't even like. Yeah, I feel like I must have gotten Obsidian armor just for Hall of Monuments, and I think I had, you know, a number of people maybe giving me a bit of grief. Dude, why don't you have Obsidian armor? And I think maybe I got it almost as kind of a passive-aggressive thing. I'm like, there, I got it. I'm gonna leave it in storage, you know, because I don't actually really like it. Am I going in circles? Oh no, there's actually only one path, and I'm going it. For fun. Oh, 7 Days to Die. Oh yeah, Stormworks. Yeah, you've talked about Stormworks a lot in the past, I think. Unfortunately, I have not played Stormworks. I don't know if I actually even have it. But also, Monday, I'm afraid, is not a game day for me. Or at least, certainly not one where I could, you know, commit to a co-op thing, because I'm afraid I've got work. Now, having said that, I'm hoping that... There's a chest over there. I'm hoping it'll be a calm day tomorrow to where I can play, but it's one of those things where it's like, I need to be able to, if I am playing something, I need to be able to put it down, like at a moment's notice, if something's going on at work. Want to do some rescue roleplay stuff? Still getting message about not owning Obsidian armor. What is she? Well, you know, I don't know if you're talking about yourself, but for me, Dargus, it was much more back in the day. It was back when Hall of Monuments came out. And I think I had some people in the guild that really couldn't wrap their head around that I didn't like the style of an elite armor. They'd be like, but dude, it's elite armor. I'm like, so? It doesn't have better stats. And I don't like the look of it. So, really, what incentive is there for me to get it? You know? The only thing is, and I don't even want to say bragging rights, is almost more... It was almost more like, there, I did it. You know? And I think I did do it pretty much when I had nothing better to do. Like, okay, fine, I'll go for Obsidian armor. What is the inventory? The inventory is horrible, but again, it's the I blame the Iron Challenge preventing me from being able to effectively clear my inventory. I'm hanging on to things that I do want to put into storage later, like dyes and some of the rare materials and everything. Easily put Stormworks down. Just let your character hang. Have I realized I got a message 2 minutes ago about not owning an Obsidian armor? Oh, did I? Oh, yes, I did. Sorry, I didn't hear the pings. I must have been in combat or something. Can I just sneak by these guys? Nope, this spore is going to be there. No kick timer. If you die, you respawn on an island. Set autopilot on planes, boats, walk away for 40 minutes, an hour, and was still fine. See, that's actually, you know, part of the reason why I got into Guild Wars. Is, you know, when I started playing, it was at a time in my life where... I'm still, you know, where I was busy with work, I'm still busy with work. What the hell are you talking about? I was looking for a role-playing game, you know, some fantasy RPG that I could play, but that also I didn't have to play with other people. because my big thing is I need to be able to walk away from the game and leave it AFK, yeah, half an hour, 2 or 3 hours, and have it be fine. So I didn't want to be playing in a persistent world kind of a thing where I could still get killed. Enemies will respawn, they'll kill me if I'm just sitting somewhere. So in that respect, Guild Wars actually really appealed to me. Yeah, I weighed for a while, going between, should I play World of Warcraft, because that was the big thing, or should I play Guild Wars, yada yada. And the instancing thing, it's funny, way back, everyone would say, oh, the instancing is a big turnoff, in Guild Wars, you're not playing with other people. I was in the position where I'm like, hey, that's perfect for me. That's exactly what I want, Blindfold is cool. You have one, someone gave you all the... Oh, for the helmet item, you mean? Let's try to take care of this, this healer over here. Classic parents asking their kid to put the multiplayer game on pause. Yeah, there's that. While, not a parents thing, I do have a wife who, didn't particularly appreciate, being told, it's like, hey, I can't help you right now. I've got this online game going. That, that doesn't play very well in the marriage. So I was looking for something that I could put on pause. Oh, sorry, Amorphous, I think I missed something. I have the North finished, Chaos Gloves, Blindfold, Obsidian Armor, and Central Transfer Chamber Armor crafted. I do not recall the Central Transfer Chamber Armor. That we are not able to kill that one blooming. Let's get some of these others. As you can see, I'm barely paying attention. 10th with elite armors, plus blindfold, plus gloves. You're like 12 at the time the World of Warcraft came out, and your parents bought it for you. You didn't want it, and you swapped for Guild Wars. Oh. Yeah, what finally pushed me over the edge, into forgetting Guild Wars, was, again, I had been weighing the two for a while, and there was this one day I was coming home from work, and I stopped in at the store where they had the games, and I was looking at both of them, and I picked up the Guild Wars box, and I didn't realize, actually, the front panel of it actually opened up, and it had more of an info thing in the on the inside. And there was this really cool picture of a ranger, shooting at a bone dragon somewhere. And it was very, cinematically captured, kind of a thing. It was the Guild Wars 1 graphics, but, the camera angle on it. It made it look very actiony and cool and everything. And I'm like, you know what? Honestly, that picture sold me. In that instant. I'm like, okay, you know what? Fine, I'm going to get it. I know it doesn't have a monthly sub. I'm just going to pay the box price and be done with it. So that was how I got the game. So parents didn't mind the subscription. Guild Wars was the only choice he had since it was free. Yeah, kind of a similar thing. Now, I did actually have a little bit of a hiccup. I started playing Guild Wars. I enjoyed it. I want to say it was in November of 2005. And I started playing it, and I was enjoying it. And then I got to post-searing, and post-searing, as we all know, is a bit of a drag. And I was playing it, it was kind of depressing, it was so muddy and dirty, and the quests, I was doing like all the side quests too, and again, I was still learning, I was still new to the game, didn't know how to optimize anything, so I was going very, very slowly through the game. And it just felt like it was taking me forever to get through Ascalon. And I actually put the game down for a couple of months before picking it up again. And I powered through. Once I got to the Shiver Peaks, you know, and I got that change of scenery, you know, I didn't have to see the burnt out husk of Ascalon anymore. That was the moment that I was truly hooked. And, you know, played straight through. And you know what? I've been sitting here fighting all these plants for way too long. Oops. No. No. Which button? You. I need to be going that way. Oh! I do need to go through these guys. I don't really want to fight more of these guys. Oh well. Didn't mind the subscription. You were living in Germany at the time, so all your friends were in a different time zone. Oh, for like World of Warcraft, yeah. That's the other trick with the multiplayer games is, you know, coordinating times with your friends. In my case, it was easy. I didn't have any, you know, friends that were playing, you know, computer games, or at least not an RPG. Most of my, you know, friends at the time were playing, you know, like Quake or Unreal. They're much more in the first-person shooter genre and weren't interested in RPG things. So when I got Guild Wars, I knew very much it was going to be, you know, me solo. Savings are running dry. I must not create another character. You're talking to Dargus, who has, you know, purchased 7 different accounts. Don't remind me of old times. First 2 months, no one told me the use of henchmen. You were going solo warrior around Ascalon, finishing quests and farming runes outside Northern Wall. Yeah, no, I picked up on the heroes, or not the heroes, the henchmen, you know, pretty quick. That wasn't the problem. It was just all so much brown. And you know, I think that's kind of my issue with Nightfall too, and I think I've mentioned that before, is while Alona is not a burnt out husk of a, you know, kingdom the way Ascalon is, it is very much brown. There is a lot of desert. You know, I think I made the joke, it's like 50 flavors of desert. It's kind of all one environment. Now, there are certain environments that look better than others. But at the same time, it's just not to sound like Anakin Skywalker, but it's like, you know, it's so much sand. It's, you know, it's coarse, it's rough, it gets everywhere. I think I got tired of sand, you know. Quit Prophecies also, didn't come back until Factions. Then quit again and came back at Nightfall and stuck with it. Yeah.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating and it gets everywhere.
The man speaks truth. Personally gave up making new characters, doing all campaigns in a loop. Got burned out. Have a ton of funds thanks to Nicola. Yeah, Nicholas farming. I guess we're just going straight through. Or, can I take a path that's... not got quite as many guys? Maybe? I'm gonna have to deal with guys kind of no matter what. Oh well. I guess we're fighting here. We first started prophecies. You didn't know there was something after pre-searing. Yeah. I did the classic thing where I'm pretty sure I still had side quests to do in pre-searing, and I pushed the button to go to post, not realizing that it was a thing. I think they did have a warning back then that, hey, you better finish things up. But I don't think it was quite the bright red warning that it is now. So, oops, what is going on? Storm cloud incubi. Had 3 accounts, gave the other 2 away, collected all of the wealth in 1 account. You say savings are running dry, you fell under 400 arms? Good grief. Me, who's maybe only had 2 arm break. Excuse me. 2 arm braces in my Guild Wars life. Actually, I take it back. I may have had 3 or 4. I don't recall. I want to say I got enough elite weapons for the Hall of Monuments, which I think was, what, 5? Like, to be counted on the title, I think. Not entirely sure. During Corona lockdowns, you melted your brains out with speed clearing dungeons. You got 7... Oop, hang on. I need to target something. There we go. Some E-blades from Zaishin keys and made nice trades. Yeah, the trading scene of Guild Wars, another thing that I've never really done too much of. I still cringe a little bit at this moment where I had been gone from the game for 10 years and I came back. And there was someone in what's the I'm spacing out on the town's name, in Kamadan. There was someone in Kamadan that was like, I want to buy a Gwen mini pet, mini doll. I'm paying, like 500 ectos or some crazy price. And I looked at my inventory and I had a Gwen doll in my inventory, and I'm not huge into mini pets, so I thought, hey, 500, ectos or whatever crazy price is, sure, here you go. And this person sounded desperate, like they needed to have this, And it turned out, I was unaware, there are 2 Gwen dolls. There's the base Gwen mini pet, but then there's also kind of a more anime chibi doll version. And it's the chibi doll that was the one that this person really, really wanted. I didn't even know it existed. Oh, hey, look, I'm dead. At that point, I was like, oh, shit, sorry. I told the guy, sorry, I didn't realize there were 2 others. Or not 2, I didn't realize there were 2 variants of the Gwen doll. I realized, it's like, man, I should have realized it would have been way too easy if that was all. Because then I looked in my inventory and I think I had 1 or 2 other Gwen dolls too, And I mean regular Gwen, so. Anyway. Let's trade an old school Rec 8 hammer, 18 years ago from Sorrow's Furnace. Sold for 200 arms. Luck to find a collector player. Damn. Excuse me. More water. choking on something. I'm not sure what. Who's this? There we go. Again, just letting,
I said take only what you need to survive.
Industrial strength paratrooper. And I can't live without it!
I have, like, no memory of... Okay, well, I guess we're still going the right way. There we go. I want to say that Fooly Cooly, that you know, where that anime came from, I want to say that came out around the same time as Guild Wars 1. I should look that up. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna park over here. I'm gonna let henchmen do their thing. Let's target the queen. While they're doing this, I'm gonna pull up a page and look. When did come out? And I'm talking about the original Fooly Cooly. I'm not talking about the sequel series. August 5th, 2003. Oh, so Fooly Cooly predates Guild Wars by 2 years. Or year and a half, technically, I suppose. Interesting. Fooly Cooly being my introduction to the music of the Pillows. Honestly, love their music so much. In large part because I can't understand a word they're saying because Japanese. But I feel like not understand, you know, when I'm listening to music, typically I'm not listening to lyrics anyway, so comprehension is not a requirement for enjoying music, certainly. At least not for me. Honestly, there have been songs where I have enjoyed the rhythm, the melody of music. And then the minute I listen to the lyrics, I'm like, oh, ew, oh, this song is actually bad. What the hell? That's always kind of depressing. It doesn't happen often that a song is that bad. The lyrics are that bad that it makes a good song into bad, but it has happened. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any, but... Oh, hey, Lime, welcome in. How you doing? Started in 1883 recently. Spin-off of Yellowstone, showing events happened well in the past, as you'd guess. It's alright, but you prefer Yellowstone. Oops. Apparently there's another series, 1923, Closer, and a second season is scheduled. Yeah, I have not been watching TV. What was the last thing I watched? I do not recall. Let me wake up this shrine. I want to say I had a Netflix series. Oh, you know what? Actually, I just heard something just came out on Netflix. I just heard, was it Godzilla -1? I heard that has just arrived on Netflix. Which, I believe that won the Academy Award for Best, visual effects this last year. And I've only seen, like, tiny little pieces of it, and... It's like, yeah, it's a Godzilla movie. I'm not expecting a whole lot. But the fact that it's kind of retro in a way, like it's set back after, World War II. After World War II? I must have been after World War II. Looks really interesting to me. I'm probably going to check that out. Will I watch House of the Dragon? I don't know. I'm not really that huge, and you know, actually, of the shows you have listed, Dargus, I'm more interested in watching Shogun than I am in House of the Dragon. I'd be far more interested in catching up on Shogun, in part because I remember back when the original Shogun miniseries back in the 80s was on. What have we here? A major strength. All right. So that's possible. I'm in that weird place where Godzilla movies are usually the kind of movies with beautiful to look at, but not particularly interesting story-wise. Shogun was a blast, and they scheduled a second season. Yeah, Godzilla -1 looked like it's something else, because most Godzilla movies, you know, they really lean into the cheesy outfit, the suit, and everything. Godzilla -1 looked like they were doing something really different with it. Just from the clips that I've seen, where they're trying to make it not be cheesy. I don't know that it will, you know, not have the same trap that a lot of the Godzilla movies play into, where the Godzilla movies ends up being a lot more about, you know, some random family, you know, some scientist's family, than about, you know, stopping Godzilla. And in a lot of those movies, the acting of said family tends to be, you know, comically poor. But I've seen the clips of Godzilla, you know, skimming along the surface of the water, chasing after a boat, and it's just a really, really cool effect. And honestly, just from that one shot, I'm like, yeah, I want to see this. I did recently go to the theater. I went and saw Furiosa because I was curious how the follow-up to Fury Road would play. And it was all right. I wouldn't say it's as good or iconic as, you know, Fury Road was, but I mean, it was not bad. They originally didn't want to, but due to the huge success, they changed their mind. Oh, as far as having a second season? So, well, now I have a question about that. Again, I haven't looked. But is the second season... Did they exhaust the source material with the first season? Or do they have more of James Clavell's novel to get through in the second season? Because if they're doing a second season just because it was a big success, but they don't have the source material to support it, that seems like a really big red flag to me. So, need to rent Furiosa on Prime. Oh, hey, Shinobi, welcome in. Or Mystery Science Theater 3K, dubbing a Godzilla movie. Scientists try to figure out how to stop Godzilla, and one of them goes, let's ask the kids, they'll know what to do. Yeah, and yeah, there's also the whole Mothra thing. And you know what I always enjoyed, in kind of the cheesy way, is the Godzilla knockoffs. The one, what was it? Gamera. Friend to children everywhere, and it was this giant radioactive turtle, fire-breathing turtle. Actually, I don't remember if he breathed fire. But though it's like, as cheesy as some of the Godzilla movies were, the Gamera movies were really, you know, you could tell they were just cranking those out for, you know, for the cheap matinees. I think they still have plenty of material to use, not sure. Yeah, I remember James Clavell's novel when it came out. I didn't actually read it, but when the original miniseries with Richard Chamberlain and Toshiro Mifune came out, that was a big deal back in the 80s. Miniseries in the 80s were big deals. You know, Shogun was huge. V was a really, really big one. Centennial was a big one. It was like event viewing. Now, granted, you know, back in the 80s, you only had 3 or 4 channels to watch, so your options were kind of limited. Kind of couldn't get away from them. Like the 1998 one, even if it wasn't a great movie. Famous French actor in it, which was funny in a big American movie. What? Oh, right. I was like, what are we doing here? Oh, yeah, we've got a boss to fight. Can I pull the groups individually? It would appear that we can. Actually getting a bit tired, I think. And I know we're pretty much right at the end. I'm afraid I may cut stream a little bit short. Maybe wrap up this dungeon and call it quits for the day. But I mean, it's been a pretty casual day, doing what I wanted to do, which was, honestly, we haven't gotten out of Sparkfly Swamp. We've just spent the whole time here just doing some quests. Which is fine. We've got Ada now, and whoa! I'm seeing a lot of effects. Oh, and I'm getting punched. Someone is really punching me. It'd be those two guys. Jean Reno. Oh yeah, Jean Reno. Yeah, familiar with him. Quite famous over here, mainly for The Professional. He played in Nikita, Leon, First Mission Impossible. Yeah. He's well regarded over here, primarily for Leon, The Professional. The most famous and liked here, yeah. Trying to think, what have I seen? I saw him in something else a while ago. I can't remember, can't recall. Yeah, I know, I'm poisoned. It's fine. No, you're supposed to shoot him. There we go. Are the ritualists not coming? There they are. Jean Dujardin might be famous. Jean Dujardin, I believe I've heard the name. I want to say, was he... There was a movie several years ago now. I want to say it was in... Was it in black and white? I want to say it was... I don't know if it was set back in the 30s, 40s, or 50s, or if it was just kind of styled in kind of a film noir thing. I want to say he was in that. I cannot recall what the movie was. I want to say it was like big on the awards circuit though. Long time ago. Kind of funny how you went for a little actor. The Artist, yes, that was the movie. Thank you there, Dargus. Never seen her. Holy crap, what the hell was that? Oh, Spirit Rift. Yeah, okay, Spirit Rift is a consideration. Let's not let him get any more Spirit Rifts off. Yes. My role in this fight is clear. I'm here. I need to interrupt every single attempted Spirit Rift. I do have an interrupter helping me out, though, too. Channeled Strike is fine. Waiting on Spirit Rift. Shit. Oh. Nice. No! Damn it. Oh, okay, cool. Someone else interrupted. No! Fuck! Okay, well, we're not grouped up as tightly as we were before. Shit, I wasted my... I keep wasting my interrupts. Spirit Rifts from a boss more painful than stepping on a Lego. Yeah, I'm glad I brought Jo, because I feel like she's interrupting him more than I am. Uh-oh. Okay, she got that one too. Okay, that one's mine. Boy, he sat at 0 hit points for an awful long time. Would have kept interacting in chat, had to make dinner. Yeah, no problem. I know, you know, real life is a thing. As a matter of fact, I'm afraid it's a bit of a thing for me, too, at the moment. I'm getting a little bit tired. I'm also getting a little bit of a headache, so I think I'm going to end early. Before I end, let's see what we get out of the chest. We get a diamond. I'll take it. Now I have even more rare materials taking up valuable storage space. Alright. Well, cool. A little bit of Guild Warsing done.
And I love you, random citizen.
No, thank you very much for the follow, Twirly. Yeah, I'll be back in Guild Wars. Like I mentioned, I'm actually going to be out the following 2 Sundays. I do also stream Tuesdays and, I do also stream Tuesdays and Saturdays, typically. Tuesday nights, Saturday afternoons, Pacific time. But those days are not, generally speaking, not Guild Wars days. I've kind of currently been on a little bit of an Elden Ring kick in advance of the new DLC coming out. But yeah, Sundays, or rather every other Sunday, is typically a Guild Wars day. In the off Sundays, I'll usually pick out some random game out of my Steam library just to try out. Not necessarily commit to a whole playthrough, but just to try out. Since I'm going to be gone for the following 2 Sundays, though, I believe the first Sunday I'm back, it will be another Guild Wars day. It would technically be a Limbo List, you know, Steam game day, but I'll make it a Guild Wars day.
Well, as humans like to say, third time's the charm, right?
Yeah, well, welcome in there, Shinobi. Let's see. I'm gonna go to Twitch, see what's going on Twitch. See if we've got anyone to raid. All right. Yes. I mentioned before, I don't recall if Dargus heard. I ended up disabling the video portion of that redeem because it's, as we learned yesterday, it could be considered a little bit of a spoiler. I don't think it's truly a spoiler since it takes place so early in the game, but, you know, still. Gotta get ready to go do the thing anyway. Yep. See you, Shinobi. Thanks for hanging out. I think I'm going to send you guys over to Cannibal Kane. He's currently playing Balatro. It looks like a card game. He was actually in Elden Ring earlier. Actually, before I raid him, let me check one thing. Oops. Assuming I can find the correct buttons. Yes, I will send you over to Cannibal Kane. Balatro got a 10 out of 10 from Nintendo Life. Apparently a massively addictive poker game. I don't see what's so special about it. You know, honestly, I've never really gotten card games. I mean, I can play some of them, but I usually have to be deathly bored to, you know, playing a card game is something I do to alleviate boredom. It's not really something I would seek out to do, though. Unless I'm super bored and have nothing else to do. So anyway, I'm gonna set up a raid. Cannibal Kane, thanks everyone for hanging out. He's currently in card game of, as I say, of some sort, and I have accidentally pushed the wrong buttons. Why can I never copy my own message? You guys know the deal. First message, if you're subscribed. Second, if you're not, we'll go say hi to him. He's a very, very friendly guy. And we'll see what he is up to. You're frozen. I'm afraid I don't know what to do there, but I'm afraid I also need to push the button. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I'll be back Tuesday. Likely more Elden Ring random stuff. See you then.